if I either spend it on something I like or in my business, I have to choose my business. You have an entirely different mindset than I do.
Right, yeah, I don't pay for fun anymore. If it doesn't, like, I
It
can
doesn't
go
come from
to,
the
like,
millionaires?
yeah, I think it was like $25 or whatever, and I was like, that could be like a business luncheon that I go to. So even though I would love to go to Tidewater Comic Con and see all the dress ups and cosplay and all that sort of stuff, it's not pushing my business forward, so I'm not gonna spend money to do it.
Getting recorded.
Okay, so but that still doesn't. Okay, that's a good thing, whatever. But that still doesn't answer my initial question.
Oh, real quick.
Oh no way! Cool. Where's this? Baltimore?
Yeah, it happened a couple of weeks ago.
Oh wow.
The person I worked with was up there. Her husband was
I'm
up
gonna
there.
go to that thing,
What is it?
man.
BronyCon.
Is that like a pony thing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but
like My Little Pony convention.
The guys, My Little Pony convention.
You guys are weird.
The
I
guy
don't
said there
even
were like.
like it. It
The guy said there were like
fascinates me.
4,000 people there.
It fascinates me.
I know.
I'm fascinated by stuff like that. I'm fascinated by really weird, out of the box sort of stuff. I
You
don't
are
like the
weird
run
out
of
of
the
the
mill
box.
stuff. I like the weird,
the best part.
crazy, non-vanilla stuff. Yeah.
Non-vanilla stuff.
I just bought Jen 4
Oh, I like
books
vanilla ice cream.
for her for our anniversary.
$4? What?
Books. How to draw steampunk.
Really?
And fashion and design in the steampunk universe.
Cool.
So they should get here tomorrow.
That's awesome.
This is a terrible. I can't.
What
I
are you
can't-
trying to do?
He's
Just
trying to
trying to
record
record.
us, but find a good position to put the camera.
Why are you trying to record us? Why
So
don't
I
you
can watch it
record
later.
Record yourself.
It's a good conversation. He's trying to take notes for his blog.
Okay, so my question is, okay, let me go back to my. Okay, here's my original question. I think those are all good insights. But
Is it
okay,
still going?
Yep.
So, where did I put my stupid one?
I'll just do this.
Zach, I don't want to be recorded.
Thanks for joining us on this scope today. So, thanks for the hearts, whoever is doing that. So, here's the question that we're going through. So, the question came up. So you're becoming an entrepreneur, or you are looking to try and change your own personal mindset of the rat race of working for a corporation that you've gone through in your entire life. And how do you change your own personal mindset so that you can do those things that you want? And so that's what we're discussing today. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Whoever is hearting is going ridiculous. I appreciate that. Literally just hearting like crazy.
Oh, that's okay.
I have an idea of who it is. Is it? It's not him. Is it Kobe? I'll let me know. So, yeah, it's just going nuts.
Maybe they put like
Love the hearts.
something on it. The button stuck.
Thank you. Okay, so let's keep going. So, Deanie, what made you come up with this? Octavia, thanks for all the hearts. 326 so far. Appreciate it.
326.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I like the theme. Yeah, so I mean, I really think that the key, and we took taking a lot of notes and going to write a blog post about this. But the thing is, there's a traumatic event. So there's two ways that you could, I guess, become an entrepreneur. Either you want that path to happen yourself, or a traumatic event comes up and you have to decide that that's what you want to do. So the traumatic event could be losing your job, company closes, whatever those things happen. AJ, say hello.
Hello.
And so AJ is kind of on one side of it. Can we say this publicly?
Yeah.
So AJ still is employed
Yep.
by a large corporation. But what makes him different is he has that itch, the side hustle to try and do something else. His wife Jenna has already left her corporate America job.
Yep.
Because they look through their finances and they're kind of controlling that path, see that the runway is looking good. But you haven't yet, right?
Right.
But
I
you
haven't
have the
made the-
runway
I
and
haven't
you're
made the
trying to
plunge.
put things in place. And so, or you could be like someone else where shit just hit the fan and you gotta either do one of two things: apply to a bunch of jobs and maybe it happens again, or say, I have a skill set other people have,
Right.
and try and fix it. So Deanie, what's your biggest question here?
I think my biggest question was how to stay overly motivated in your business, how to keep the momentum up, and to basically hustle really, really hard for yourself.
Right. So what I would say, surrounding myself by really, really talented people that I aspire to be. Right. That's the number one thing. Is so if you hang out with people that will only give you what you have, status quo, then you're going to continue to have status quo. If you hang out with people, you taking this? If you hang out with people that are not inspiring, that are day jobbers, right? And there's nothing the matter with that, not saying there is, but if you hang out with people that don't want more in their life, you are likely going to start surrounding yourself around that kind of mindset. So if you find, and I think that's what's really interesting about Hatch is when you're in these four walls or you're online talking to people, everyone in here understands what everyone's going through. When we walk out the door, like Kobe is right now, it's a different world. He's going out there to general public world, right? So the world aren't cool, even though they are kind of cool now, right? Hey Kobe, what's up? Now he just got on. A lot of people have told us, you have to take a vacation. You have to take 2 vacations a year. You have to get a new car every 5 years. You have to buy a new house. This is what's cool. Oh, you need to renovate your house. No, those are marketing companies telling you what you need to do. Right? So you have to get off of that fluff and realize that those are salespeople selling to you and it's working.
Okay, renovate your bathroom every so often.
Yeah, renovate your bathroom every so often. Or Pinterest, right? Here's all this shit that you can do on Pinterest. I love it. I think it's a great app. I think what they do is amazing. But if you can't afford it, you have to have enough awareness, control to not do it, right? So you hear all these people that get in credit card debt or just debt in general because they were living beyond their means. It's because they cannot allow peer pressure to get to them. And I think just because someone says, oh, come out, what are you really missing? You're missing one night at the bar. You're missing one movie theater. You're missing one event. But what can you do in return by not doing those things? Can you call someone? Can you set up a meeting? Could you get some content out that you wanted to do? You have to have that. I think a lot of this stuff is self-awareness, self-control to do what you want. We were just talking about Jeremy. This guy is doesn't sleep. But he's setting the things up for his world. And hey, what the heck just joined? Hilarious. Love the name. And it's hard to get around peer pressure because we look at people and we say, oh, look what they're doing, but we don't know what they're doing behind closed doors, right? So if you...
versus the behind the scenes
Jeremy doesn't
post-production
sleep.
view.
Right.
I don't know what you're doing behind the doors, but if you're famous, it looks easy to me because I don't
Well,
see
it
all
looks
the hard
famous, but what did you do to get there? Right?
Right.
What did you do to get there?
Yeah, and I don't know what that is, so I'm comparing my behind the scenes.
He does hustle hard. But I think the key there is they got somewhere, right? They got an opportunity because they asked for it, right? So
Well, they took it.
they took it,
Or they created
or
it.
they got the opportunity, or they created it themselves. And so, the stories come out, I guess, recently about how I got the TV show. And a lot of people don't understand. It wasn't supposed to happen, right? Or maybe it was supposed to happen. I wasn't asking to host a TV show. What happened was I was trying to sell a company at Dieg, which is right across the street. And these people, didn't like the idea. The president of the TV station didn't like the idea of what was being sold. About doing this TV show, we have a host, but maybe we'll look for another host. Do you know anyone that would be a good fit? Not realizing, and I don't even know if it's the truth, she wasn't looking for me, right? But I talked myself onto that thing because I saw an opportunity and went there. We're given opportunities each and every single day, and a lot of people pray for these opportunities. A lot of people are just like, oh, please give me these things. And then it gets right in front of them, and they don't take it.
Right.
Every day we do what we want with it. And if we have to start being more aware of our surroundings, that when something pops up, it's a great opportunity. That's why we should surround ourselves by more people that we want to aspire to be, or people that have been successful, the same industry or not, because they are likely going to rub off on you to do the things that you want. Why do you think certain sports teams year after year continue to do that? Because those people follow their leaders, and the leaders are the ones that help them get through that path. Right. AJ.
I was going to say that's the exact reason why I wanted to come back. I mean, I haven't been here in several weeks due to Gen Con, sickness, and whatnot, but I knew if I didn't start coming here again, I'd lose out on being around like-minded people.
Right.
And I'd more likely fall back to my old habits of, I'm working on stuff, I'm doing stuff, but now I'm coming here, good conversation, lots of good people. It's getting me back in that mindset of, crap, I need to
One
get
moment says,
myself
if
going.
a 100 feet high oak tree had a human spirit, it'd be 10 feet tall.
What?
I think I read that wrong. How do I reread these? I missed it. Say that again.
So what are you doing? Live casting right now?
Yeah, Periscope.
Okay.
Tim, what's up? Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. But that's it, right?
Captain
So
Connection.
very quickly, we all can get put back into the rat race of this is what we're supposed to do, right? And so I did a video post a couple weeks ago, and it said, "Someone told me I'm supposed to do this. Humans limit themselves," is basically what this guy's saying. One moment at a time. Humans limit themselves. Humans are easily influenced to do those things, I think is some of the key points too. And
Well, we've been trained to, been brought up through the school system. You know,
go work for the man, doing this.
Yeah, but do what I tell you. School, that's exactly what it is. The teacher tells you what you need to do. What you do in class, what you do for homework. Your parents come home, listen to your teacher. Or listen to me. It's not think for yourself. It's not, experiment and innovate. It's do what I tell you. And so you get that all through your formative years growing up, and then you turn around and we expect people to change when they're an adult. Or not change when they're an adult.
Nobody's telling them exactly what
Right.
to do.
You get a 9-to-5 job. What do? You do exactly what you're told, and you move up the ranks until you become middle top. Because as a middle manager, you're doing exactly what you're told, but you don't know how to break that next barrier, the glass ceiling, to
Right.
get to the higher level.
But what's interesting about that is, and I don't have kids. I have a dog, wherever Ashbrook is,
Right there.
right here.
Ash.
So
Happy.
what's interesting about that, if we are taught to be entrepreneurial when we start, a toddler, an infant, teaches itself how to walk, how to talk, to do all those things. Encouragement, sure.
We're not taught. It's native.
But then we get off of that. So we lose that entrepreneurial spirit when we try and get all these other opportunities. So it's interesting that and at some point in life we are that route.
Mm-hmm.
But then what happens is then it's structured. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a good book about this subject. We'll definitely check it out.
Oh, I like the fact about that you're only born fearing two things: the fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. Every other fear is either taught or learned based on what we are around and everything. So
Great quote. So has this helped, Deanie? I know you sprung this. So what were your stages over there? Do you want to?
just how to keep motivated through each stage and kind of getting to that final stage of hustling hard all the time, being on your grind, that sort of thing. Making sure that you get to that final stage where that becomes a habit, that you're hustling every day and hustling as hard and doing as much as you can. Basically not just doing the bare minimum. So
Do you do self-awareness checks? Like, oh, I didn't do this today. Do you have like a checklist or like, how do you
I don't
quantitatively?
know. I think that was my question.
So-
Any tips for that? Is it checking daily? Is it,
Yeah.
how do you be?
I think it's okay
stay
to have
self-aware?
breaks. Okay, so I think a lot of people say you can't take breaks. I haven't taken a vacation. Going out of the country. I'm super excited about it. But it's the first time I've done it in 2 years, right? So, and I'm not saying I've hustled the entire 2 years that I haven't, but I definitely think I've been working hard. And I, just like you, Deanie, do at times think that I could be working harder. And so you have to know what your means are.
But not necessarily working harder, not just being like busy.
Not
Because you
working,
can
just
be
work,
busy
yes.
all day long. You can be busy answering 100 emails, sending 100 emails, that sort of thing. But making sure that you're doing the right things. Making sure that you're working harder, smarter, not harder. But
Smarter, not
still
harder.
hustling though, so that you're working smart and hard all the time, or consistently at least.
Shouldn't you have checks and balances that you need to enjoy the journey instead of just work?
I don't know. I don't know if I need to enjoy the
Repetition
journey.
is the mother of all skill. Repeat poor, you will stay poor. Great quote. one moment at a time.
I think you do need to enjoy the journey. I think that's where the hustle comes from. If you truly love what you do, if you find that passion,
Yeah.
then you're going to pursue it. You're not going to get tired. You're not going to, I should just do this. So if that, and everything I've read about entrepreneurs and everything I've heard, it's
If you don't love it,
find
you
your
won't do it.
passion.
Yeah, find your love. Yeah.
If you're just about it, or hey, that's good, but not yes, then you're not really going to chase it. You're just going to let it just keep slipping.
You have to wake up every morning wanting it.
Yes.
Right? And if you don't wake up every morning wanting it, guess what? You're not going to want it.
And you have to go to bed every night. wanting it.
but then there's a point where discouragement sets in, because you can really love it, but if you're not getting, I guess, the return that you expect that you should get, and not like, oh, I want to be a millionaire in 2 years in my business. Realistically, getting all those jobs that you want to come in and things like that, if things are slower than you expect them to be, you can still love it, but then there's still a certain level of discouragement that you get that can tend to slow you down and make you not want to get out of bed. So it's not the, oh, rah let me get out of bed
Yeah, but
today.
that's
It's the, oh, am I gonna?
That's the depression that thankfully has been coming out more and more in entrepreneurs. A lot of entrepreneurs have depression, have some form of it. Feld is a great example. He blogs about
Who?
Feld.
Bradfeld?
Yeah, he has depression, and depression is a lot bigger than what a lot of people think. You can still be excited and want something, and yet still be depressed. Those two are very contradictory,
Yeah,
and people
that
are
is.
contradictory all the time, though. So you have to find a way to
Okay.
get through the lows
Okay.
to get back
So-
to the high.
Right. So then how do you get through that? So your business, you're hustling, I guess, to this nth degree. Things are not picking up as much as you want them to, or as fast as you think they should. Saying that you have a good product, your product's been validated, all
Right.
that sort of stuff. You're past that hurdle, and you're not getting the momentum that you want, and maybe you are in that depressive state. How do you stay motivated past that?
I think
to
so
continue doing
that I'm necessarily a depressed person, but maybe if I went to it,
depressed,
no,
but
no,
there's ebbs and flows.
right. There's
ups and
definitely,
downs.
definitely the high highs, low lows, roller coaster things.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think. There's my dog, by the way, Andrew Rios. How are you? So I definitely think that depression is something that I don't think I have depression. But if I went to a doctor, maybe they would say something different. So I'm not clinically tested to those things. So I'm not in those things. But that being said, I think you have to realize that you are on this journey and you have to stay even keel, and that you have to try and find things that help you make things easier. Whether it's going on a run, whether it's screaming at the top of your lungs, whether it's, sometimes for me, it's writing the bad email that you don't want to write, reading it again, saying it out loud, and then deleting it without ever sending it. Like, there are so many hacks that you have to do to figure out how to run your system to do that. And for me, it is difficult at times to say, this is something that's difficult. This sucks. I want to control it quicker, but things will get better. You just have to realize that things will get better, and you take the risk now so that things are better later. Now, later you're still going to have risk, right? Things are still going to get harder, but you're going to have more time, financial means, et cetera, to make it easier. And you just have to realize that life goes on. Everything happens for a reason. If you're religious, a lot of people say, you go through the bad and double things will happen later. 75% of Americans have this fear of what is it, right? What if, right? And so I did on my show recently with Greg Stone, he said it's the fear, I will do this when effect, right? I will go to the gym when this happens. I will start my business when I have $100,000. You still have to go through all those things to have happen. It's just stop waiting for the win, WHEN, instead just do something, right? And so maybe it's little baby steps to help you get down there. Sending that email maybe and getting someone to open it. Hopefully they respond and say, we're not happy, but at least they opened it. So you learn those things. For me, depression or anxiety or positivity, negativity, it's all about trying to say, this is really great, this is really bad, but try and stay even keel. But at the same time, find the things to get you away from your day-to-day things. So by that, I mean, like, get away for a little bit, whether it means taking your dog on a walk, talking on the phone with your parents, going to the gym, reading a book that has nothing to do with business, maybe taking a bubble bath. Who knows what it is? Find that thing. Have a relaxation mode. Go get a massage. Hit a milestone and hit a massage. Do something. It's one moment at a time says it is fear of still living. When your income goes away, people live longer.
But you also have to wake up every morning and keep all negativity away. Like the news, watching the news first thing in the morning. That's depressing before you go out.
Yeah.
You need something.
We control a lot more of our day-to-days than we think. Right? So something bad happens, cool. How do you react to it? You either get excited or you don't let it get to you.
That's
move
the
on
only
to the
real
next.
measure of control a person has, is how they respond to something. Everything else is an illusion of control in some form or another. But when an event happens, how you choose to respond is the only control you have in life.
Yeah, that's like the surfing analogy. Like the waves are gonna come, you have to decide which one to ride.
Which one are you gonna ride?
The wave of positivity.
No, I think positivity is a great way to help things better.
It's like when you go into a business and
Yeah,
you know
very
you're going
true,
to present
Kobe.
something to them. You go in with either one, I hope they don't kick me out, or they're going to love this.
Yeah.
So, you
Well,
have to-
Well, I mean, I think it's beyond. I
mindset.
mean, I don't know. I think it's beyond that.
Jeremy, any thoughts before we close out here?
You can't even hear him.
Kobe,
I got one. I mean, I have too many thoughts actually.
great quote. Thanks for just posting that. Unless you're a millionaire with excess funds, you have no time to waste. Yeah, at the end of the day, you can either go for something or you can wait for someone else off at them. But they took the risk and you didn't. So thank you guys for being with us today. If you guys want a little bit more information or maybe find me on email, it's Zach, Z-A-C-K, at startwithhatch.com, or just head on over to startwithhatch.com. Startwithatch.com, StartWithhatch.com, Zach, Z-A-C-K, at startwithhatch.com. Looking forward to doing more scripts with you guys, trying to do a couple a week. But yeah, at the end of the day, we can either be positive and realize that great things are going to happen, or we can be negative and allow the downfall to continue. I've been in that place. I remember waking up every day. I hated going to work, and now I love waking up. I wake up. I used to work 10 to 7 every day, 10 to 6, something like that. And I'd get there at 10 and I'd leave at 7, right? Now I get up at like 5 or 6 and I'm here by 5 or 6 every morning. And so much more. I work so much more, but I love what I do. Absolutely will continue on with this. If you guys actually, we've posted a lot of good stuff to facebook.com/the Zach Miller, Z-A-C-K Miller, M-I-L-L-E-R, decide, commit, succeed. Love that. Decide, commit, succeed. Just do it. And so thank you guys for being with us today from Norfolk, Virginia in the US of A. We'll see you guys next time. Any last comments? Thank you. Montreal, what's up? All right, thank you guys so much. If you guys want to comment or reach out to me later, just shoot me a note, Zach at startwithhatch.com. See you soon.